Are we live yet, or can I say Jim sucks one more time on stream and nobody can hear me?
Maybe we can ask chat if we're live, and I'm pretty sure you said Gem rocks, right? Yes? That's what I heard,
Check
right?
the VOD.
Just like Paradox, right?
Speaking of VOD, is this actually a VOD? Do we need to tell the restreamer that we've already seen this?
I feel like we might be encountering maybe a little bit of deja vu. It feels like we were only here last week, looking at Gem versus Paradox. Same sprite. Hopefully not the same seed hash. What do you think?
I guess
we never actually remember that one. But yeah, we're back apparently. So this is week 2 for groups for Link to the Past randomizer ladder, put up by Big Dunka for the Casual Boost Invitational. We got some pretty amazing runners. They put up a very excellent show last week. Hopefully, we're going to see a slightly different set of item locations and placements, but it's going to be a good show nonetheless. Already see these guys dashing off to go rescue Princess Zelda.
Yeah, and if you guys missed last race, it was awesome. Jim had probably about a 2.5 minute lead going into Ganon's tower, but he took the longest route to the big key, and that allowed Paraducks to itch out the win. So Paradox, I think he needs to win to survive, but Jim, he's looking for revenge, and he probably also needs to win to survive too.
Yeah, actually, so I think within this group, it is Gem, Paradox, Aster, and Nep. One more match between Nep and Aster, I think later on this week, but yeah, so if Paradox ends up winning this out, he will be actually the first of the 4 people to claim a spot, basically for group, whatever, week 3, almost to the finals. So of course, yeah, so Gem is also looking for the exact same thing. I'm not sure if there are going to be any tiebreakers involved if Gem wins, but he definitely needs this win in order to at least stay alive. We already have a Master Sword coming out of Escape already.
That's true.
Jeez.
Well, we started with one, but yeah. Master Sword in the second chest.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of rescuing the princess, we could just, go kill Aghanim instead.
I was gonna say, we got bombs. I think we still might be looking for those for that lamp. But what do you think? If we find a lamp somewhere here, you're gonna go.
No, I don't think so.
All right, so I think so. Sometime before, people are looking for these this lucrative sub-5 escape. But holy cow! So we have not only the Master Sword. Yeah, we have a fire rod. Holy cow! So actually, Paradox because he picked up 2 small magic pots, he has a fire rod shot ready to go.
Oh yeah, he
might be able to speed things up
the ball in chain guard.
Mm-hmm.
Though they have Master Swords, so probably won't save them.
Yeah, that's true.
That much time. But if he didn't, that would actually be like a nifty little time save there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so unfortunately,
you can see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gem tried to do, I guess, maybe a little bit faster strat with maybe like a sword beam and a sword spin, but unfortunately looks like he got a little bit caught up. So just with that, Paradox takes the lead.
Yeah, instead of him doing a sword spin, he actually took his own sword spin in the face, rather. Yeah. So he was countered pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. So far, pretty nice set of things out of Escape, though. We got Master Sword, got a Fire Rod, got 3 bombs, I think, from the Secret Passage. Always really nice to be able to see
everything you need.
Resources. Yeah. Ready to go to Kakariko. Of course, if they have no bombs, resources are always triples ready to go somewhere. But there's always the bonk rocks, right by the fortune teller set that has some free bombs for you. So they're never out and trying to, I guess, farm for things, but always convenient when you just kind of pick things up along the way.
I don't know what it is with their seeds too, but they always get a fire source and escape. How do they do it? I remember they got lamp early last time because I said something stupid about it.
It's this PRNG.
Yeah. It's PRNG based on the other runners, like the seed knows who's downloading.
Oh yeah, that's Yeah, well, that Fire Rod's certainly going to be proven pretty helpful. I don't know if that's going to motivate our runners, I guess, one way or another, but, could certainly open up a couple more avenues. Yeah, looking at some pretty
neck and neck right now.
Yeah, this is some pretty nice and clean execution. Don't know whether or not actually the magic difference, very slightly, could actually make a difference. Maybe in this case, if we end up finding powder and hammer along the way. Paradox is going to have a free magic bat check, whereas Gem, he's going to have to maybe look for a little bit of magic and maybe hope for a little bit of luck.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a stretch of a situation, and like, you know, we got to get both those items and then also somehow manage to not find any magic along the way. Though I guess it's maybe less common to find stuff now, because when you dash through these enemies, they don't drop anything.
I know that's actually a very good observation. And people typically don't tend to think that you do work. Oh my gosh!
All right.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! This is the Kakariko care package. We got a bottle, we got a flute, and the back of Escape. We also have that lamp. Come on, Ak. Do you think they're gonna do this? I am so hoping that either Gem or Paradox immediately now goes into Aga. We have the power to do so. And Gem's only on 1.5 hearts too, right? He just literally bombed himself to death and he can be warped right back at the beginning of the castle.
I don't think they're gonna do it, but yeah, like,
oh my
yeah,
God,
you got everything
so
you need.
awesome.
Just go right on over.
All right. Oh, look at that. So Gem, yeah. So Gem actually has made a point to himself. Oh, we get a quick map check. 2 crystals, Hera and Eastern. I think it was a green pendant at the desert. But yeah, Gem has actually made a point to try and count items in Escape, and not having found the map actually takes a very slight earlier exit out of the back of Sanctuary.
What a tryhard, that guy. Counting items in Escape, like, you know, this is noon, man. We're just trying to wake up, and this guy, you know, taking advantage of us on these European time zones, you know, he's
I was gonna say,
already been awake, had a couple of beers, so like he's ready to go. That's not fair.
This is, you know, Friday night starting out for Gem. Yeah, being in Germany, he's 6 hours ahead of us right now. So, you know, it's 6 p.m. where he is. So yeah, he's you know, after a long week of work, he's ready to go.
I actually don't know where Paraducks is from, so he might not have had an excuse either, but yeah.
I believe what people had agreed on is he's somewhere in the Eastern Rando time zone. Where geographically he is, I'm not sure, but he's where we are.
Okay, that's so. Then Jim is a bully. That's all.
I'm pretty sure we said Gem rocks at the very beginning. You should hold still to your word, what you said earlier. All right, so running through Lost Woods, that early money certainly could be really nice. Always looking for Zora cash, not technically in Logic yet, no flippers, no glove, but it's never, you know, Logic has never really stopped either runner from, you know, making a bit more like a self-convenience checks with these flippers, or with these boots.
Yeah, just because it's not in Logic now, too, doesn't mean it won't be in Logic later down the road, you know? Items are items, man. And we are pretty close to Zora money. We did get that golden bee too, so.
Oh, was it really a gold bee too? Man,
yes.
Oh, that's very sharp eyes for being so early in the morning, Ak, for us.
It was not just because I saw Jim quick swap to it. I promise. That was just a regular bee there. I saw that one.
You know, being observed. Oh, all right. So we have 2 bottles already. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have a 1 bee for sale, and maybe a 1 bee for companionship or something like that. Holy cow! Though.
And a hook shot for fun.
A hook shot. Okay, so I guess East Death Mountain is ready to go. No hovering, no whatever fairy death revival hovering required today. We have a lot of goodies.
No fun, basically. Yeah. And I see what you're putting down there. All right, well, in case you didn't want to fly up to Death Mountain, because you know you have a fear of heights, you could you know, hike up there as well with that glove. That option's available too. Good lord.
We got
I guess are we in go mode? Let me count the items here.
Well, so we might be still looking for, you know, one of those like moon pearls. I hear there's only one of them in the entire game, so it's probably pretty valuable. Gem is, you know, as you said, already selling that bead, getting a free, easy red boomerang on stuff. He's making sure in this case to try and, you know, sell the bead so that it doesn't interfere with basically the wooden bird. So at least he, you know, in this case, can get his 300 rupees like pretty quickly.
So again, I think Jim is really taking advantage of the European time zone. There's also a pearl. Paradox did not turn in his flute.
Yeah, maybe he, hopefully he actually does remember. It looks like he does. He's going right back. Although, actually, it looks like it though, because Gem ended up selling his beat and getting, you know, basically through bottle mender purchase, he, you know, is significantly closer to Zora money right now. That actually might influence Gem for, you know, what he decides into doing. If Paradox doesn't actually find some more money, he might be disinclined to actually go to, you know, like the rest of South Shore.
Yeah, we'll see. So many items so early. There's a lot of options on the table right now. And then you're thinking, like, all these good options, what do I do first? And you are so disappointed when the correct answer was Aga.
Oh, you actually do have a good point. Well, we do. Okay, we have Pearl. We have a glove. So it's ideally we would really like to be able to find another glove or a hammer. Actually, hammer would probably be ideal. 'Cause at least it eliminates pretty much.
Why not
everything
both? Why not both?
You're right. You're right. Why not both? I'm thinking way too small. Like it is still pretty early for me.
Yeah,
need to
no, I
wake up
understand.
in this case. Alright, just nothing on race games, just a hard piece, so Jen is out of here. We have 461 rupees on his side. He is really looking for just maybe a couple, 40-ish more to his name.
It's like 3 checks in a row with no progression right now. I think the seed has gone dry.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in go mode, Ak, so I'm
That's a good point, yeah.
sure,
Why are we even looking for stuff?
Yeah.
You just said we needed a pearl. We got the pearl. We're
Exactly.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, already some divergence. Maybe, Paradox is willing to delay South Shore, for the time being, and maybe you can pick up a little bit of extra cash. Gem, though, not often you get to see someone picking up 20 rupees from the second treasure spot, but, Gem being so close on money, every little bit is going to count for him.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think you're right about that. That decision is kind of like, well, I don't have the money yet, but like they have flutes, so getting over to Zora is not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like there could be a lot of good stuff over here too.
Dude.
But there could be like a sword in that chest, the armory over here in Mini Moldum Cave.
Yeah, so actually, Temper Sword is super early on. Obviously, very comfortable for our runners, especially, Gem and Paradox. You give them boots, you give them a Temper Sword. They're, super comfortable for the rest of the match. But also, that was actually, I think, one major difference was that Paradox ended up finding a third sword over Gem in his last match.
Oh, yeah,
and that
that's
was
right.
actually quite the execution difference.
Do you remember where that sword was? Because
no, I'm pretty sure it
also...
was not important whatsoever. It was definitely not in Skull Woods that was accessible. It was just not important location. Okay.
All right, well, Clear Mouse, we're looking really stupid right now as we're finishing Aga Tower because those mitts are over here on East F Mountain.
Yeah, it looks like this. So potentially we're going to delay Aga for a little bit longer. I imagine Gem would also probably go with the mountain. Again, right? Like Gem was not really looking for money in this case because he was pretty, he's reasonably confident that he could probably scrounge up 40 rupees somewhere. Paradox. Having a bit, taller order to fill, probably wanted to see if anything was up here in Paradox Cave. There we go.
His cave, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Paradox Cave. He was the guy that won the Nintendo Power
that's
thing.
Right.
We talked about this last time. Yeah.
He did. How come he hasn't gone to his room? I mean, his name is actually Chris Coolhand in real life, right?
You'll have to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, so far, okay, so those mitts are really nice. Definitely, giving us our Dark World access, but I'm pretty sure we're not any richer coming up here in the mountain than we once were before we started this. Never mind.
That was a nice dash in Zora by Jim there. He dashed up on that screen, and then you have to cancel your dash or you run into the wall. I don't think I'd have the courage to do that. That's pretty slick.
Jen might have played casual boots, every once in a while.
No.
No.
Oh, there's a pendant at Turtle Rock, pendant at Skullwood. Skip it. There is 5-6 at Thieves and Meyer.
Oh, that's actually a good, really nice map check. I definitely caught the pendants. Specifically, Turtle Rock being a pendant, we may not have to, a couple of requirements are no longer potentially on the table for us. That elusive Ice Rod hunt may not happen today. And also, we are also down one medallion requirement. So, yeah, talking about quick go modes.
Yeah. Still no hammer yet. We are gonna need those flippers. We're gonna need that mirror. We're gonna need that bow. We're gonna need that cane. There's still a little game left to play.
Mm-hmm. But just a little bit at the 14-minute mark.
Just a little. Yeah. Well, okay. Don't want to give them all the items too early. No, it seems like it's been pretty front-loaded so far, but
yes.
When you don't have the hammer, though, where you do get to the point where, you have everything open to find the hammer, and when, it's in that one bad spot, it can really change the dynamics of a seed.
Yeah, the hammer, especially late hammer, can certainly make routing a little bit more tedious and scenic. Although that early flute, though, is certainly going to make their lives a bit nicer. It was actually really cool, by the way. Last week, Gem versus Paradox, they had a late flute, also a late hammer, and the way that they ended up routing both Light World and Dark World was actually very creative, right? Being able to take advantage of a lot of the overworld travel whirlpools, really cool to see.
Yeah, they did an excellent show that race. It was quite like a nuisance and a pickle of a seed with, you know, the items they had and what they had available, getting around without losing too much time. And yeah, they both really showcased excellent ways to do it. What Paradox is going to do here? Is he going to go to the armory? Or is he going to go to the Dark World? This is looking like Dark World, okay.
Yeah, looks like, still with not quite enough Zora money, even though he did kind of pick up some pocket change here and there, it's still not quite enough for that 500, so maybe he's just willing to delay it. Maybe since Paradox did go into Skullwoods last time, got a pretty dang good advantage over Gem for that Tempered Sword. Looks like, though, he is making what is the objectively correct decision in skipping Skullwoods and going straight to the Village of Outcasts.
It's just so funny to hear you say that, because it's like you're telling your boss to like F off or something right in front of his face.
No, so
you just don't care, and I love
Duncan's
it.
not here. It's not like he's ever gonna like watch his back or anything. So
I just saw him 2 seconds ago. But yeah, no. Interesting so far. It almost feels like Paradox is trying to be a nice guy this time and give Jim the sword advantage for a little while, since he had it for so long in the last seed.
That's very good sportsmanship, on Jim's side. Yeah, it looks like, though, as Gem's also making up, he's also picked up his mitts. I would also like to say thank you so much to Seraphim Grim and Structural Mike for tracking for us today, and Pool Flow for restreaming. I'm really, really happy that this restream was actually able to come together. So very much appreciated everything that you guys do for us.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks again. He gave us like the rundown too of how to do it, and if you guys think it's an easy thing to do, think again, because it kind of blew my mind.
All these guys make everything look so easy. We're just kind of here, like, talking, saying the first things that come to our mind.
Yeah. And they're usually wrong too. So.
Yeah.
And that, there's a mirror over there in Thieves.
Yeah, that's actually going to be pretty useful. Unfortunate, or maybe fortunate, in this case, they did end up finding Mitts and Paradox Cave. So, of course, easy, path over to Dark Death Mountain. With that mirror, I guess that's going to require another mountain trip kind of up here, but, early mirror is still better than no mirror or, like, late mirror.
And Paradox, no interest in seeing Thieves off here with no hammer, so he's gonna leave that for a later date. It's an interesting play. This will be really nice routing for him too, especially getting the mirror there, because he can do South Shore after Hype Cave. The dream that everyone hopes they can do.
Yeah, so this is going to be, so of course, with the mirror, looks like Paradox is going to be pretty interested in doing, some overworld checks as well, being able to do, let's say, Smith Chain, very efficiently, of course, with the mirror, and potentially the flute. I guess it depends on what he wants to do.
Man, if he finds, like, flippers or something in Hype Cave, and then he's like, you know what, I haven't done the dam yet, let's do the first chest swamp too, then you find hammer, oh my gosh, you want to talk
dude. That is going to be some galaxy brain routing right there. Unfortunately, this bee companion that Paradox ended up finding under a bush is going to not quite be his friend, trying to get away. Can also certainly interrupt his dash, which is not what he wants.
That was Quake for Turtle Rock, so we hope to never see that for the entire seed.
Yeah, that's good, of course, right. Good news is that we only have Ether for the time being, so even if we want to go to Turtle Rock, we cannot.
One of these days, Paradox is going to get Zora money too. Since we've been talking about it the whole season, I've just been staring at his rupee counter like it's getting closer.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. You know, he did spend, you know, he tried to do the initial investment of digging with 80 rupees, and unfortunately still couldn't quite get over the edge. But, you know, I'm wondering though.
He'll get plenty. There is definitely enough on the way, you know, if he is so inclined to get it. Well, Jim, not going to Village of Outcasts. He's going to go to the Mire area without his mirror.
Maybe this is gonna be a quick Myers. Okay. Oh man, that's not
okay.
What
maybe we do want to find that quake.
All right. Well, maybe we want to find. I don't know. Late K. I don't know, man. Oh, Paradox. All right. Finally hitting the jackpot K45. So that puts him over not only Zora money, also gives him pod money as well. So I think it'd be pretty nice to have.
This way too, you know, it's actually good that Jim went to the Mire area before he got the mirror, because, you know, it's like, oh, well, you can't check checkerboard K, but that's not the thing. You don't want to do desert, because it's a pendant. If you don't have a mirror, then the mental damage is saved.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and of course, you know, with the mirror, you know, with the flute and the mist, like, right, where you can backdoor desert access, like, it is so much more tempting. Gem, yes. Repeating exactly, you know, what Paradox has done in this case, going directly to the Village of Outcasts. Going to probably pick up his mirror here as well, certainly the front four of Thieves Town. I guess we're going to see whether or not Gem wants to continue onwards.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do in this situation. Like, it seems kind of nice to finish it because it is a 5-6, even though the other 5-6 is not obtainable. But then also, it's not that hard to get back to. You can just go do it with a hammer, man. There's a lot of mixed opinions on how to handle hammerless Thieves Town.
Yeah, and I guess I'm curious to see if Gem will be influenced by how many items he finds in the front as well, you know, with those mids, of course, and once he does find the mirror in, you know, the front four of Thieves Town, just like Paradox, right, he has so much available to him, right, all the South Shore stuff, going all the way to Hype Cave. Looks like though nothing of value on the Smith chain. So where is Paradox off to? Oh, he hasn't done. Okay. Oh, with that mirror, yeah. Let's go check out the Mire area. Potentially, Ak. You know, you were just talking about how Gem avoided potentially some mental damage, about avoiding desert. I think Paradox is gonna go in.
I'm still just amazed at the sportsmanship here that Paradox is. Really felt bad for having that sword the whole time, and now he's just like, I'm not doing Mini Moldorm Cave today. I'm gonna give Jim the sword for a little while.
It's quite the dream, though, to be able to combine it with Swamp, no?
I don't really know what we're gonna do at this point. It's just you know, I mean, they had all these items so early, seeds so open, so you know, the world's your oyster. They can do what they want. Oh my gosh, it's just bees all day in these bottles. We did get a blue one from the ferry, though. I did see that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think so. Unfortunately, that's only on Gem's side with that safety. I think, you know, Paradox hasn't been over to Zora and in South Shore yet.
Might want that. That's a cape there. Interesting. Neither of them did go do bumper ledge, so. They will know that that option's available to them. Could be something really nice up there. It could just be a piece of heart.
Actually, speaking of, did Gem skip Thieves Town?
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Oh, okay, so you're gonna actually want to go to desert because those are the flippers there. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, so that's another good piece of progression on Paradox's side. You know, of course, obviously, Swamp Palace is requisite because, you know, it's a crystal, and we definitely need flippers for that. Ice Palace is also a crystal, you know, but the flippers requirement has never stopped anybody from actually going in this case. But at least it's certainly good to know that, you know, you've definitely found something and put that in logic. Of course, Ice Palace is not, you know, as appealing in this case because we still don't have that Cane of Samaria that makes things a bit faster.
Jim's gonna be a little peeved whenever he goes into Thieves after this, assuming that's what he does, because I'm pretty sure the reason he didn't go in there is because he had like 900 hearts and blue mail and no mirror. And then when you find the mirror in there and you're in the middle of doing the Smith sequence, you're like, ah, frick, this sucks. So he'll know that he probably lost a little bit of transition time there to anyone who goes into Thieves.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, Gem does have a little bit of extra knowledge. We know, as certainly from Paradox's preview, that there wasn't going to be anything that's going to help him. But Gem obviously, didn't know that, and he has a little bit now more information, maybe a little bit more confidence to actually dive these down and clear it fully, because he didn't end up finding the hammer along the way. Hey, speaking of, where are we going today?
We're getting our sword.
Oh, okay. Interesting flute location, if that's the case. Is that faster?
No clue. I mean,
Okay.
that's one less transition, but it is a little further away, so who knows, man. But yeah, it's interesting too, because Jim also is the one that went early to the Mire area without Mirror, which we know that you're gonna have to do that at a later date also.
Yeah,
But with no hammer, like, I don't know, we're starting to run out of the real tasty options here, so...
Yeah, and like those flippers are certainly going to put some things, of course, in logic. Maybe motivate in this case some more flipper checks, as we're seeing on Paradox's side. I'm gonna go check Hobo. Looks like, but yeah, like without that hammer, right? Even though we got Swamp Palace on the table and Ice Palace on the table, right? Without the hammer, how much farther can you really go, right?
Not too far.
Yeah,
but like that doesn't mean the hammer can't be there.
You are absolutely correct. Let's just not think about those things. Looks like though, Jam, after the first set, he is willing to go basically straight to the back of Thieves Town. So this is going to be certainly another attainable crystal for him, probably the first one for both our runners on the table. And we're going to hope, of course, for his sake, or well, yeah, if you're rooting for Jam in this case, you definitely don't want anything important to be in the big chest.
Yeah, most certainly not. That would spell destruction if you put that off and then your opponent doesn't somehow. That one will hurt. Alright, so we're gonna do Zora here. Yeah, might as well. You could combo this in with Catfish, I guess. I don't know if this is a play that's telling that maybe you have no interest in doing Catfish, but maybe you just feel like doing this instead. I don't know. Maybe it's better.
Paradox. So letting it go if it's good B, but it's a worthwhile trade to get that to get the blue potion. All right, so Jen did end up picking up the map from Attic in the back of Thieves Town, and we do see from the small key counter that there is an incremented number. So hopefully, I mean, I think this does mean that there's going to be an item in.
Yeah, I believe there's a guaranteed item in that big chest.
Okay, well, we're going to certainly hope that it's not going to be anything important.
It won't be the hammer, so that's good. You can keep that one off your mind.
Alright, Paradox is so rich, he's not even going to bother picking up the 50 rupees that Zora gave him as a refund.
Let's see where we're going here. We're going to go to Hera? I think we're going to Hera.
Yeah, with the mirror, certainly something that's very reasonable. It's not like, we could actually get over to Hera, because, again, no hammer from our earlier mountain trip, so... And, of course, Hera's going to be another clearable crystal for us. With the hook shot, we can really make our way up the tower very quickly.
What do you do if there's an item in tile room?
Well, see, that was actually my question to you, Ak. What would you do in this
I don't know, man.
If you would you Hera pod up without? I mean, certainly you might be able to Hera pod up without the big key, but do you come back and basically come back with the second item? We do have both fire sources pretty early, so I don't know if that's more incentive for you.
Yeah, it's double in logic, so yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess after this, he can go do Thieves Town. Oh, there's a powder there. Was it Smoky upstairs?
No, it was in the front.
Okay, so yeah, then I have no clue. I'm on it. It's not even past 1 p.m. my time, so I'm not gonna go into logic. But yeah, Jim strikes first, getting his first crystal, but he is behind on items at the moment.
Yeah, right now, I think probably the biggest thing that Paradox has for him over Jam right now are those flippers that he did find on the torch of Pendant Desert in the back, because Paradox ended up going over to the Mire area with the mirror, versus Jam did not.
Just doing hammerless bad here, like with how he initially routed the village of Outcasts. This isn't so bad for him. Just a heart piece though.
Yeah, so of course this means that, we're still looking for the hammer, but it does kind of mean that after having done bad, having done purple chess, this hammer peg's location is going to be kind of isolated for Gem at this point.
It's isolated for both of them pretty much, yeah. Hammer pegs always sucks when you get a late hammer.
Yes, well, it sucks regardless, but yeah. Alright, already up the mountain, or out the tower for Paradox with Temper Sword, putting that to his advantage. Spin it a slash. Moldorm's down.
And Jim following right behind, going to do Hera as well. Was not counting items at all. The item tracker has a 1 on it. I don't know if that's because there's 1 item left, or that piece of heart on Moldorm hasn't been tracked yet. We'll see. If he goes back in, I can guarantee you there's 1 item left.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I definitely only caught the heart piece on Moldorm. I did see that there was the big key in Basement Cage.
I saw a big key, I saw a map. and
a small key from the counter.
And a small key.
All right. Well, you know what? The good news is, because Gem is basically following right in Paradox's footsteps. In this case, clearing Tower of Hera, we're gonna be able to catch this for the 2nd time.
If we pay attention, I'm not going to.
Okay. All right. So where are we now? So with that fire rod, looks like Paradox is finally going to dip the front of Pendant Skull Woods. According to, looks like actually Gem's map chest grab, that is the Cane of Burna. So I believe we ended up getting both items.
Yeah, and I actually, when I saw the Cane of Burna, I remembered seeing it now, and I'm like, gosh, I'm stupid.
You're not stupid, Ag. I mean, it's just very early for us. That Cane of Burna is also, pretty good camouflage, right? Everything else being blue.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We couldn't see it because of the blue background.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of Cane,
oh my gosh. So that is a very required Cane of Samaria in the compass chest of Skull Woods.
I'm just waiting for Dunka to like pop into the comm booth here and do a little cameo.
All right, so with the Cane of Samaria, that actually means that maybe Meyer. No. So we don't have Quake yet. We don't have Quake yet, so we can't actually go into Meyer yet. Still no hammer, so not like we can, I guess, make our lives a little bit easier for Ice Palace.
Yeah, big find there. Both pendant, like all the items are in the, I guess, every dungeon. Except Hera, but yeah, the pendant dungeon's paying off today.
I was gonna say these pendant dungeons. So flippers and the Torch of Pendant Desert, which of course you need the mirror in this case because we haven't found the book. Pendants. Samaria in the front of Pendant Skull Woods.
Hold on.
Never skip Skullwoods.
God, is that you?
I didn't hear anything. It must have been the wind. Alright, looks like the Gem. Alright, gonna pick up his cave. That's right. He hasn't checked Mark for ledge yet. Ooh, okay. Paradox checking Graveyard Ledge, finding bombos. Not required, at least for today. Neither in the terms of, Ice Palace entry, because we have the Fire Rod already, or Meyer or Turtle Rock. But certainly can still be very helpful.
Quake is the only medallion we need to get into both those dungeons. And let's see, what medallions do we have? We have Bombos, we have Ether, and we're missing Quake.
Yes.
Sounds like Rando.
Actually, do we need anything else? Oh, so we do need a bow. So you would do Eastern and Pod. Oh yeah, and a hammer. You're listing some pretty important big ticket items. You would actually expect maybe for us to be able to find something like that, at 32 minutes in, but I guess this is random again. It doesn't always have to give you everything that you want early on.
But Jim backtracking on progression item number 1 that he was not able to getting his flippers. He will have to go back and get his cane eventually, which I suppose both those items really, albeit we need them, but as it stands by themselves right now with no hammer and no Quake, they really don't seem very appealing.
Yeah. I mean, right now, as you said, the major thing right now is, at least for Ice Palace, right, without the hammer, still really can't get very far. Oh, this might be the back of Beast Town, yeah.
Okay. This is an interesting call for Paraducks to do here. I Like, Pod can easily have a hammer, can easily have a bow, can easily have a quake. But it's very far away, and he was, like, kind of already all the way over there, and he dropped his route to, you know, come check this stuff, so...
Has anyone checked Pyramid, out of curiosity? Do you know?
He saved and quit at Catfish, right?
Yeah. And then, well,
yeah, he didn't go to
mirrored.
Pyramid then.
Yeah, he mirrored and then fluted to...
Fluted over, right.
Yeah.
No Pyramid
okay,
then.
Cool. Thank you, Seraphim. Yes, confirming next trackers. Oh, we
so maybe Pod is not going to be on his mind. Maybe he is going to be Team Ice Palace instead. We'll have to see.
Team Ice Palace, no hammer. I mean, it certainly does not...
Team Pod, no bow, no hammer.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, as you're saying, like, our options are good options are very quickly dwindling in this case, and well,
who's Team Mothula?
Oh, dude, man. All right, this looks like actually Jem going into the front of Skullwood, so potentially this is it's gonna be good news for him. He decides to go in. Presumably this is gonna be a front check, maybe back check as well, because he with a fire rod, and then probably north Dark World.
Maybe he'll just get one item and just leave immediately, like he did last race.
Oh, dude, did you see that expert Picket shield grab on Jump side? I'm gonna reduce those shield frames already. Of course, the bad news is that we're not gonna have a shield going into the front of Swamp. So
yeah, time loss. You lose like 30 seconds not having a shield.
I mean, yeah.
In a swamp. I've counted.
You just don't even get to hear like the very satisfying shield clinks, right, from the from the goblins throwing the spears.
It is very nice. Chain for Jim.
Yep. Yeah, okay, so that's right. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, we're also not gonna find out what's in the big chest today, but as you said, Ab can't be the hammer, so at least they've got that going for them. So in this case, if there happens to be something there, right, gonna kind of punish or reward or, have the same effect for both runners in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, it can only be Quake or Bow, or, anything leading up to it, and... It seems like two really awful items to be in that chest.
Yeah, that is very true. But I guess if you have a hammer, it's not maybe going to be the end of the world for you to come back, just because you do have the big chest in Thieves Town, and you do have hammer pegs potentially. So I don't know if that's incentive though, but at least it's not like super isolated at this point.
Oh, that's in there? It's awful. Like, there's no getting around it.
As well.
Say one right, one could be right here and one could be wrong. That's not entirely true. They both could be wrong. Team Moth fans out there could just be living the dream. By the way, that's 4 Ds
I think that's bottle. Yeah, that was gonna say. I think all of our bottles today have just come with companions.
All right. Well, we'll have to see who's going to be right, who's going to be wrong. I'm rooting for both wrong.
We got
because I don't have a dog in the fight. Okay, nice. It's saying go to Moth, get your hammer.
Oh right, yeah. I just forgot that Jem actually had not checked Hobo yet, so this is going to be pretty. He definitely get a little bit of time back over Paradox. Very minor, of course, because he was able to use this mirror portal and Dark World access in order to come here with a shortcut versus Paradox having to swim up here.
This is pretty like.
Tense?
I don't know. This is like this is very hopeful routing for Paraducks here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Going back, flipping the switch. If he doesn't get a small key in these two chests, he's gonna have to go all the way back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's right. He did find an actual item. We found 2 items here in Ice Palace. Well, it certainly doesn't preclude a key situation. It certainly would have been really nice to see sooner rather than later.
Alright, well, you're hoping for a hammer in this chest if you are Paradox. Or anything that...
A
hammer or a small key would have been good. We're gonna leave. Okay, I mean, you got 2 items, and it, really sucks to go all the way back in. I can see this.
Yeah, potentially just for one item, and you can't even beat the boss, right? I mean, unless specifically the hammer is there, right? It's gonna be pretty.
Well, I mean, we
small
did
waste.
kind of leave. Well, I guess what two. We left 2 chests in there where the hammer could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So Paradox, hoping that he would. I think that was going to be his play to Pod. Unfortunately, remembering or being reminded that hammer pegs are a thing at Blue Spot 5, so he cannot actually access any Dark World portals. Well, guess who's taking the long way there? Oh, never mind. All right, so we're gonna take a detour. We can't go to Pod. It is such a terrible time to go back to. You know what? But we have one more item here in the back of Skull Woods. Let's see what it is.
Oh, by the way, why can't you be Team Lammo also? Ooh.
That's true.
Or Team Swamp. Oh my god, there's too many teams for this dang hammer.
Yeah, we also do have a green pendant on Landmo too. I'm sorry, Landmo as well. Landmo 2 is in GT. Right before, we have to go kill other friends. Alright, gem sequence breaking out. The left side, the bow lock side of Pod. Still no bow in this case, but we got a potion. Thank you, Waterfall Fairy, because everything else just came with bees.
If the hammer is on Mothula, I'm just gonna step out and let Duncan take my spot.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is gonna be quite the. You know what? I'm rooting for Hammer and Pod. It's such a classic location for it to be, and it's also there in the vanilla game as well. Looks like just a small key and a compass on the Bullock side, and nothing to write home about. Meanwhile, Paraducks. All right, gonna be the moment of truth. He did skip Bridge Chest, right? First, he's going straight to Moth. Based on the timing where he's here, it looks like I'm gonna say yes, but
yeah.
Maybe?
I'm trying to think too if like Moth is guaranteed to have the item. I think yes.
Alright, well we're gonna find out here very shortly. He's got Tempered Sword, and he's got half magic with a fire rod. Moth is not cooperating though, just staying basically at the top of the ceiling.
Alright. No hammer there. That's a heart container, no hammer. Will there be a hammer on Moth as he finally dies? Okay. So, probably not guaranteed item on
Well, it is certainly a dungeon item, so... but I guess presumably this means that he is going to check the bridge chest.
Yeah, it means that he got all 3 small keys. I wasn't sure if he did or not. You look real silly when you go check that chest first when you're still missing one of the small keys because Moth cannot have one, so it would have to be in that chest. Alright, well, there's just 10 arrows there.
Yeah, nothing really turning up here for Gem and Pod. He's got an extra heart container that he really doesn't care about at this point. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright, well, have a wonderful evening.
Here we go. Alright, so so Paradox has found the other item in the back of Skull Woods. Hello, Ack. Bigger Dunka.
Woods.
I just heard woods. I heard skip. I heard skull. I'm pretty sure I didn't hear any other words out of you, Dunka. That is quite the development. So with that hammer on Paradox's side, the world is completely open to him. I'm sure he doesn't feel, too bad with basically making his initial dip into Ice Palace, trying to look for the hammer, but with the hammer, he's got the rest of Ice Palace open, also has Key of Samari to make things a little faster. He's got, the rest of Swamp, so I think for him, this is going to be a bow and quick medallion search. Gem looks like, though, decided to, he hasn't found anything in Pod, made a quick dip into Eastern Palace, didn't actually end up, quick seeing what he ended up picking up, but looks like, though, he found a mushroom along the way. So maybe he, is willing to see what this turns up for him. What do you think, Ax? Do you think Jim's gonna go to the back of Skull Woods?
And now my feelings turned upside down, so... By the way, shoutouts to Dunka for synchronizing those joins and leaves at literally the exact same time I left. He joined, and then when I joined back, he left. We did this unplanned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So cool. Thank you. I actually think thank you again to our awesome trackers. Didn't even notice because so busy, focused on the fact that the hammer was in the back of Pendant Skullwoods. The gem did end up finding Quick in Eastern Palace, so this is going to be a fully clearable crystal dungeon for him. Presumably, after Meyer, this is going to be Pyramid Fairy. But I guess because in this case that Quake was actually in Eastern Palace, Paradox presumably is also going to dip Eastern as well, and so I guess all we're looking for now is that bow.
Yeah, and like finding the hammer could be a little bit of a curse. I don't know. Actually, maybe not. This seems kind of rough for. I mean, if Jim finds the bow in like somehow a worse spot than where the hammer was, which is pretty hard to do because there's not too many worse spots left, but that could definitely work out in his advantage. Hammer go mode is, really nice.
That is true.
Jim might end up doing like everything without the hammer before he goes back to Skullwoods too.
Yeah, I mean, so right, and I guess one of the question is that well, if the hammer is locked behind, or sorry, if the bow is locked behind the hammer, that is going to be.
Oh, I mean that's just a disaster.
Yeah, that's going to be a situation for Gem.
But like, say if it's on like the green pendant or something, I would say that that's like huge for Jim. But
that
I mean,
is actually going to be a very good out, correct? Yeah, because right,
we're talking like one location out of the the ample amount that are unlocked by the hammer.
Yeah, I mean Paradox right now definitely has his plate full. In this case, he's got multiple clearable crystal dungeons that he's going to be able to do. So. And honestly, like after he, finishes up Swamp, he finishes up Ice Palace. Well, Pod Eastern is looking like a pretty good option, right? In order to try and find that bow, or Quake for that matter.
Yeah, man. We'll have to see, but if you're a Jim fan, like you should be scared right now. I'm scared. I'm not even a Jim fan, and I'm terrified.
I believe you just say it's Gem rocks at the very beginning of the stream back, so I would like to call.
No, I'm Team Paraducks.
Alright, nothing on left side Swamp, just in this case a little bit of extra money and a little bit of extra health, but certainly not what he is looking for.
What's two
Also,
items
what do
there
you
though,
think?
so mental damage avoided.
Yeah, actually, so what do you think? Turtle Rocket option?
No. Turtle Rock is not an option. I mean, it could be for a bow, but like, we're gonna have to have both of them get both of those pieces to do it. Because Paradox will need Quake and Jim will need Hammer. But yeah, it could be there. That'd be a really nasty bow spot too. Essentially, the bow would be, nested in Eastern Palace. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. One item left in ice. After that, what you got? Hammer pegs. We're cleaning up swamp.
You still do have the big chest of Thieves Town. That's another
Oh my
option.
god. the big chest of Thieves Town would be like the most hilarious place for a bow. Hey, there's an ice rod.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I see what you did there. If only. All right, so those are two items out of Meyer. Both the ice rod and 3 bombs. Neither item, of course, is really doesn't really put a smile on your face, especially at this point, since Turtle Rock, of course, is a pendant.
I giggle a little bit when I saw the ice rod, so speak for yourself. This gives a Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. Presumably this is going to be where Gem goes next, right?
I forgot about that.
Have 5-6 crystal, and he is going to be able to see.
Yeah, but Pyramid Fairy sucks right now.
It does. If they had just death warped immediately to Aga at the very beginning of the seed when we had the lamp, Master Sword, and 3 bombs in order to do it, they could have a shortcut.
Hammer could technically be there too, right?
In Pyramid Fairy?
I mean, if it wasn't in Skullwoods, but I think it could be there. I don't think it's locked by thieves. If they got small key and big key.
Yeah, both of them were in the front.
Well, isn't that fun? All right, well, that means Jim will have so much time to waste before he gets his hammer.
Well, you did say earlier that hammer go mode is a potentially good thing. He just needs to. Oh my gosh, they put that hammer
Well,
location
that
just
doesn't mean
so
he's gonna get
awful.
hammer go
Yeah.
mode either.
Yeah, that hammer location spot is pretty awful.
That'll be our second trip in the Ice Palace for Paradox, which is like pretty amazing, given that Jim hasn't even been in there once.
Yeah, but I mean, from Paradox's perspective, though, like coming in here, no hammer, trying to find a hammer, it's certainly not going to be unreasonable, and you end up finding 2 items early, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I just, I think it's interesting because Jim found enough stuff to do, like, before coming back over here. Because I imagine this is going to be on his table real soon. He might even go here before Desert. We'll have to see.
No.
Oh, never mind. After 51 minutes and no hammer, Jim, he quits.
Okay, just a small hiccup.
But he starts back at 51.
Yes. All right, floating away. This is where we end up going in this case.
Is he gonna do
Well,
back of Woods? No, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Oh. Wait,
okay.
Where are we going?
I don't know how. See, the thing is he might not have even done Skull Woods in that spot. That might have been like, I'm just gonna go to Pyramid Fairy. But then I think he realized like everything sucked, and then was like, I'm just gonna go to Ice.
Yeah, that's right. Because we don't have the hammer, so we can't even. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's gonna be such a long way. So he's like, oh yeah, you know what? So basically, he just took the Paradox's approach instead of trying to get into Palace of Darkness, via a Dark World portal. Try this could go to Pyramid Fairy. So he's gonna at least. I guess I'm curious to see if Gem will also Icebreaker and where he will end up going.
Big Dunka is ruthless, man.
He
is just cackling and belly laughing this whole scene right now. Oh, 2 items in it. Oh, I can't wait. He's gonna pop in for the post-game interview.
That was actually a pretty cool, neat little way to clear this room, right? Gem did a sword spin with the Tempered Sword and then just placed a bomb down to kill off the rest of the Pengators.
That was a little nifty there. I like that.
Alright, Gem is going to Ice Break in this case, so we're going to face basically the exact same route as Paradox did. Found the Bug Net, first chest in Pengator room, found Heart Piece in the middle of Big Key chest, and he's going to get a compass and get locked out.
Where do you go if you're a Paradox after this?
I mean, presumably Pod Eastern, but because he has a hammer now, that's where he intended to go, right?
I mean, well, that was before he had a hammer. But yeah, I mean, but you're thinking like, I want a bow. I mean, does he really have anything else to do? He could, what, hammer pick, spike cave, thief's down big chest?
Oh, where is Gem going?
No, again, don't. He still has plenty of opportunities to skip.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is right, and this is his only Dark World portal in. So yeah, it looks like we're also not going in this case to the back of Skull Woods. Presumably, this is going to be his hammer block locations, maybe front of Swamp, onto Pyramid Fairy.
I think this is at least his 5th time being on this screen and not going into the back of Skull Woods. If we wanted to have a counter up, and I say it like it's a bad thing. Like I would say all 5 times are very reasonable not to do it. At this point too, he's probably running on pure spite because he knows who the ladder is run by. He knows what's going on. If he goes there and is there, then that means Dunka was right. But then if he goes there and is there, then that means that he listened to Dunka, and you don't want either of those to be true. So everything he's doing makes perfect sense.
Alright, so Paradox. So it looks like he is actually purposely conjuring on the mountain. Unfortunately Dead Rock had other ideas for him. But maybe this is going to be Turtle Rock. Oh no, he can't even get into Turtle Rock. Never mind.
This is Spike
Cave?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he still probably wants to find that bow before he goes over there, but like I said, running out of options available, and Jim is doing what I was really afraid of, where he's just gonna bleed as much time as possible.
Without that hammer.
Yeah,
he told me such good things about hammer go mode Ack. And this is what Jem has to resort to do in this case. Do you think,
Well,
like,
I mean,
find his first chest of swamp, and you know he's gonna come back here again. He's just not gonna be happy.
like in theory, it could still be like good for him if it wasn't for the fact that Paraducks was kind of locked out of doing all of the other stuff in tandem. So.
Alright, there is first item for Jem, which is just 20 rupees in the front of swamp that we saw Paradox get earlier. Nothing in Spike Cave, so where is Paradox going next? But apparently, because Jem is already
I mean,
over here,
I was kind of wondering what he was going to do, but yeah, this is just gross for him. Like, he knows he's kind of at that nasty point in the seed, and now he's like, alright, I guess I'm going to do the big bomb clip over here.
Do you think he is going to go into kill Lamos and Desert before he goes back to Skullwoods?
So I don't think Paradox checked the TR medallion.
Oh.
So that's why he's going.
I
so
see.
I think he's coming up
so
here
maybe
just
he's hoping. Yeah. So maybe he's hoping in this case that it's, well, hoping or not hoping, I'm not sure, but in this case, yeah, see if he actually has entry into this place.
Just gotta do a little pause buffer here, make sure we mirror on 0. There you go. And then just like magic.
Yeah, just like magic, just like wizardry, just like everything else has happened so far. Looks like Jem is maybe waiting out, he doesn't want to get hit. Alright, Paradox getting the news that he cannot, in this case, get into Turtle Rock, so we're headed somewhere else.
No, probably Pod Eastern or like Hammer Pegs. I think that's the only thing he's got left.
Yeah,
Pod like Eastern.
Pod Eastern, yep. Jem looks like he's actually trying to get some hook speed through like some damage boosting off of the enemies, but looks like it was a little bit tight, so couldn't actually end up quite getting that.
I don't even know if finding bow here is going to be like good for Jem anymore.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, so Paradox still can go to Meyer.
Well, yeah, after he gets his, well, assuming he gets his
Oh, that's right. He hasn't checked the back here yet. I think Jem came up here pretty early. I don't remember he found anything reasonable though. No. Oh man. All right. So nothing, unfortunately, in Pyramid Fairy. So where is? Oh man, Jem is experiencing some lag.
Yeah, he's gonna do land mo.
All right. Looks like he's gonna do. Yep. So we're gonna turn in green pendant. Well, get the green pendant. And then go turn it in to Saha.
And then after that, the good news is for Jem that like I don't think he really has. Well, technically he does still have some stuff left. I think he.
I'm trying to think what else he has possibly left in this case.
I don't think he did everything in ice. I think he left after both those items, so he could go back and try and get the last item in ice. The item tracker says he only got one item out of Eastern. I don't know how true that is or not.
I think he left maybe after Quake is what I want to say, because I think that's correct.
So he could go back into Eastern too. So like we still had plenty of more opportunities to skip Skullwoods.
You're not wrong, Ak. That's 100% correct.
But this is Jem's best option here. Is that this green pendant turns into a bow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this would be like maybe okay for him. Anything else, I see nothing but doom. I don't think he will be able to make it to any of the awful locations quicker than Paradox will. But I don't know, there's still seed left to be played. Like I said, they definitely left us in suspense in the last one, and there was a huge lead change at the end, so we will see.
That's true. All right. Paradox confirming, at least what I missed earlier, was that there was a mushroom in the vanilla Bicky chest of pod. And yeah, and like Paradox here coming here with the hammer, without the bow is not going to be any like, it's not going to be any time advantage for him over Jem in this case.
Yeah, well, I mean, it almost seems like it's required at this point. Maybe not, obviously not necessarily going into pod, but maybe getting that Quake out of Eastern so we could get said bow out of Turtle Rock, because I think it's either there or Hammer Pegs.
Or the big chest.
Or Thieves Town Big Chest. Yeah. Or Eastern. Well, it
That's not quite a bow. It is 10 arrows for the quiver, but that is not a bow. All right, so Jambo looks like he is already in the vicinity of Eastern Palace.
Oh,
you know what? We're
no.
just gonna get a very slight preview of what is actually in Eastern, because he did. Yeah, he left. That's right, after Quake. So, oh man, are you hoping? Yeah, are you hoping that there's an item in the middle of the key chest? Like,
No, I don't know. I mean, I think
oh my gosh,
I feel for
dude.
Jim right now because this is like the most gut-wrenching feeling when you're playing rando and you're like, oh no, I've done messed up, man. We got problems because the only thing he's got left are like things that he, you know, legitimately like elected not to do, and he did that with, you know, a form of aggression. It wasn't like, oh, I just won't do it. You know, no one's gonna do it. Like, these were very like belligerent skips by him that he is not backtracking on.
Well, I mean, okay, like the back of Skull Woods is not, you know, that appealing of a location. Granted, though, when you are down a hammer, you know, like and try to get back to, you know, the rest of the world that's not Skull Woods. Well, it might make it slightly more appealing, but yeah, Gem is probably just, you know, hoping in this case that something's not there. But as he's making his way through Eastern Palace, his feelings cannot possibly be good at this point.
If this is your second time in Eastern without a bow, like, no, things have not gone good or reasonable. I refuse to accept this rule of thought.
Yeah, so
things have gone south.
Yeah, so we did find 2 items early on. So that means the big key in Eastern Palace is going to be vanilla, and yeah, well. So a bow certainly could be here. If a bow is here, you know, in Eastern, I think that's going to be good for Paradox, right?
Yes, very good for him.
Alright, Paradox has finally made his way, exploring across through the rest of Pod, basically picking up the nothing that we saw Jem get earlier. It is a compass in the middle of the key chest. Well...
It is,
I think it's time
he's got 2 things left. Oh, we're gonna do it! Okay, we didn't technically last location it, I don't think.
Wait, what does Jem have left after this?
He has a chest, he's got Ice Palace, man.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he has Ice Palace. Oh, dude. Alright, wow, so that is, yeah, Paradox is out after the quick finale, just like Jem earlier. So I guess we're going to Turtle Rock. Oh no, we're going to Mire. We're going to Mire first. Forgot that Mire is also a Quake entry. Yeah, so this presumably is going to be a Mire clear for Paradox. Presumably also going to be Pyramid Fairy after this, because we ended up only seeing the Ice Rod and 3 bombs out of Mire as well. Maybe this will also be another opportunity for Paradox to do Landmos. I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah, he will definitely have that opportunity available to him, if he so chooses. He does have, you know, all of Turtle Rock looming on the other end, so that's gonna look pretty tasty for him as well.
Alright, so do you think Jem's gonna go to kill Mothula first? You can do... Oh, Jem. Interesting. Okay, so this is actually gonna be a little bit of time save on Jem's side versus Paradox, because he is going straight to the bridge chest. Hey, we need a little bit.
He's gonna take seconds.
Hey, you know, the back
minutes that we lost, but it does count.
I mean, a moth kill, right, going all the way to the back of Skull Woods is actually a pretty significant amount of time, right?
No, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, alright, so as you said, not completely last location, but I mean, Jem cannot possibly be, you know, feeling great about his prospects right now, but, you know, he is definitely continuing to keep playing. Very, very good. He does quite well, especially in these types of circumstances. And we're going to go and clear out a couple of crystal dungeons. I guess I'm curious. Okay, so he's in clear out ice for sure. He will go to swamp, presumably after this, because, you know, we do have the hammer. We did see Paradox pick up 2 items on left side swamp. I guess I'm curious to see if Jem will decide to skip that, given potentially where he thinks he is in the race. Because right now, both of these runners are just looking for a bow.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough sell for him too. But like, there's still like a few outs. Also, if, you know, Jem feels like he is insatiably behind, he can like go make plays on The Thieves Town Big Chest. Yeah,
Hammer
just going
pegs.
here on this side.
Yeah, I mean, we can also go up to Turtle Rock as well now with the hammer. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of, in this case, right, and Gem knows, in this case, that Eastern Palace does not have a bow. Paradox, just like what Gem did earlier, he left Eastern Palace right after that Quake Medallion. So, you know, if Paradox ends up deciding to go back, looking for a bow, right, in Eastern, that could also be some time given back to Gem.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point. You know, if that bow is still kind of nested a little deep, like being able to skip an entire TR, like that would definitely move things completely around.
Yeah.
But you know, that's only if the option's on the table.
Yep, yeah. And of course, you know, Paradox, whatever, I'm trying to, man, those Baris are really just playing interference today. But yeah, it's like, Paradox also does have, you know, the option, you know, the thing is that Paradox is going to get a little bit of time over Gem just because that, you know, all of these things that Gem trying to do after Mire, right? Pyramid Fairy, turning green pendant, stuff like that. I mean, well, Paradox has the hammer, right? He doesn't have to basically take like an extremely scenic route, basically, you know, to Dark Lake Hylia in order to get over to open up the pyramid.
Also, too, it's gonna depend on how Paradox handles Mire after he kills Vitreous, but if that bow is on Trinex, it's gonna be very bad for him as well.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's true. You think he's going? Yeah, that's right, because he didn't end up getting.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
No, he does not have the Ice Rod. I can confirm, because he just got the big key and he cheesed it to Vitreous. Which, I mean, that's a common play too, so he might just go back in.
I think you're right, because both items were in the big chest and the map chest, so with 2 items, maybe you go back in? Maybe you beeline it directly to Turtle Rock?
We'll have to see what he's feeling. I mean, this opens up, like, you know, it opens up, he got all a pot opened up to him, Pyramid Fairies open up as well, so there's a lot of items available there too, and you're thinking like, you know, if I don't have the Ice Rod, like, who cares? Like, A, he doesn't know the Ice Rod's in the big chest, and B, like, Turtle Rock's a pendant. I'm just going for the bow, man. I don't need to go in for the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Gem also showed us this, the phase 2 fight for Vitreous earlier, confirmed also on Paradox's side, no bow. Means that we can't just shoot 8 arrows at him. I'm gonna basically slash our way through.
Jim's gonna save no time because he couldn't use his clink sound there, but then he's gonna save all his time back because he doesn't have to get this small key and he doesn't have to bomb open this chest because he's already done it.
Yeah. There's some solace in coming back to a dungeon, I guess, the second time. Alright, so we're gonna see Paradox. Yeah, so right, so this is gonna be, you know, very reasonable for Paradox, right? Doing Pyramid Fairy. We're gonna see things the more traditional routes for Paradox because he has the hammer. But also, he hasn't checked Pyramid yet, in this case. He probably won't pick up his 4th bottle in this case, with the B in it, but, you know. At least he won't, he'll know in this case that the bow is also not here.
Yeah, maybe this isn't as far away as I predicted. I mean, definitely still in Paradox Court, in my opinion. Skipping left side here would be a great chunk of time to make back, though.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we know
There's 2 items, man. Like,
yeah, that was the problem. Yeah, like yeah, we saw it from Paradox's side. Even though it was, I think, like 20 rupees in a heart container, it is still 2 unknown items to Gem, and one of them very possibly could well be the bow.
I don't know what he's gonna do here. It's hard to predict
knows,
the mind of a man who suffered this much mental damage in a seed.
Gem has not let go on his execution still at all. Like, he is still doing, you know, quite well. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the big key we saw was in Compass Chest, so we're gonna at least be able to get a big chest. So I guess it's gonna be a moment of truth in this case. Gem can still certainly go back in. I mean, okay, right. He has 1 item from Go Mode. Presumably he is definitely gonna do the back first, but I guess the question is gonna be whether or not he decides to go back in. Oh man, so I guess like You gonna add in the number of dungeons on the triple dipped list? You know, we're already have to go back to Eastern. And well, is it gonna be Swamp if we have to come back later?
Oh yeah, we could technically add in another triple dip. Hey,
I mean, I don't think
know what
Jim
he's gonna
wants
do.
to in this case.
Paradox stocking up here. I mean, if he goes TR right now, Jim skips left side swamp and goes TR. Like, I mean, this what, like 60, a little over 60 seconds difference. That's not that much.
Yeah, and we definitely saw that, you know, even though, right, I mean, the last race was basically decided by the routing difference, right, which was, you know, on the order of minutes, right, so...
And that was like a 2.5 minute difference there, so yeah, and until this gets over, like a 4 minute difference, man, it's still anyone's race. And by anyone's race, I mean Dunka won this race a long time ago. It kills me.
Man. Alright, Jim very quickly making his way through Argus. Oh no, unfortunately missed the Fire Rod shot, so it looks like it's going to be 2 spins.
And this is a double dip of the
Oh, the mountain, yeah, for Paradox, right? Because came in here...
Oh, triple.
That's true. Yeah.
Because we went up here to open Turtle Rock and we couldn't.
Alright, this is gonna be the moment of truth for Jem. So, alright, we got our crystal. We are we going back in? We are saving and quitting! We have a race here, potentially!
Alright, the dust is settled, and hookshot is out, so Jim is going to be basically just a mountain climb behind Paradox, and then this race is actually over. Jim wins if the bow is on Trinex.
Oh, dude. You're right.
Now, if the bow is on pedestal,
that's right. Yeah.
That's even a little bit more weird, but
well, actually, if bow is on ped, that potentially is an advantage for Jem, right? Because you know he skipped Macula and opted to go for the bridge chest first, right? But I mean, coming back here to just to kill Trinex is, oh my gosh, dude,
that sucks. But like,
chunk of time.
I feel like Jem's got other things that he could do too before he goes and does
that.
ped.
Is also,
he might just do it also though too at this point. Well,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, confirmation also from Seraphim in one of our trackers in chat was, yes, so when Jem dipped Misery Mire, he went in and got the ice rod out of the big chest, and 3 bombs from the map chest. Paradox, on the other hand, when he went into Mire, got the big key, and then just beelined into Vitreous and has not returned.
I'm on the edge of my seat, man. Where's it gonna be?
I know, man. And really, you know, going back and basically not doing Mire, I guess I'm kind of curious to see if that was part of Paradox's like strategy, right? You know, maybe he feels like he might need to skip a few things.
He said TR on the mine for a while. Like I said, we came up here before we could even go in, trying to go in, so...
Yeah, I mean, these are all things that potentially could have, like, weighed down on his mind, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like, I dipped, you know, I went into Ice Palace with the hammer looking for it, and, you know, got locked out. I came up all the way to the mountain, right? He did Spike Cave, which didn't yield to anything, and then he went all the way to East Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, to Turtle Rock, to basically just to find out that he couldn't get in, right? And that could have been, there's definitely been some, you know, significant time loss in his mind that says, I need to make up something somewhere.
That laser shot the sunglasses right off of that Squirtle. I don't know if you saw it. It made me laugh.
I mean, they need a mirror shield, Ak. I'm pretty sure you're gonna find a mirror shield here in Turtle Rock, right? That's what happens.
That's usually a good spot for it, yeah. Looks like Jim got a shield back. Good for him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he found it in the map room, whatever. Oh no.
Rock block from there. Yeah. What? How much time difference is this? It looked like what, like 50 seconds, maybe? A little bit more.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, execution right now 100% matters, like between Paradox and Jem.
Big chest before Mimic Cave.
Well,
Disgusting.
that is exactly the reason why you do not do the big chest before Mimic Cave, is because, well, you get a non-dungeon item, potentially, out of the big chest, and you're guaranteed to get something here in Mimic Cave.
I've been trying to timestamp how far away they are, and then I keep getting distracted and forget the point, and I make a new one, and then I forget it again, and I've been doing this for about 3 minutes now. But now that I've said something, we're gonna get it right this time.
Okay. Yeah, so of course, Paradox rooms ahead of Gem in this case, going into basically the back of Turtle Rock.
Now, if it's not in Turtle Rock, I think that's actually like really, really good for Paradox, because he will edge on his lead by, I think, a full Trinix fight and probably a Spike Cave fight. And it looks to be about like, I don't know, 80 seconds difference.
Yeah, oh. It's so tense, man. I guess, yeah,
So,
you're right. Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna basically find out. So one difference that we end up seeing, that Gem has earlier potentially is that Ice Rod could be a gift and could be a curse, right? Depending on where that bow is.
Did we go do hammer pegs too? Like, if it's in hammer pegs or Thieves Big Chest, you got to be thinking like Paradox is, got a clear
That's
shot
probably,
there.
yeah, that's probably where he's gonna go after this, right? He's got mitts, hammer pegs is a pretty, easy. Oh, it's probably relatively like the best check, out of the ones he has left. All right, we got gold sword.
The free Ganon sword.
Oh,
and there's
we have
the bow.
our bow. All right, so 1 hour 17 minutes. Paradox is in go mode, having found the second chest on Laser Bridge.
Hold
which is
on
our
a second
bow.
though. This is really close.
Yeah, no, for sure, right? Because, right, so one advantage, quote unquote, that Gem has done over Paradox is that he already has the vanilla big key chest out of Eastern.
Oh my gosh.
So, Gem is making his way through a conveyor belt room. He is going to find his bow very, very shortly, as Paradox in this case. It looks like he's going to finish a pod first. But yeah, Paradox also does have a little bit of time to make up over Gem in Eastern Palace. This, amazingly, has been what a ride. I'm sure neither of these runners have expected that the race at this point is going to be so close, because they, again, must be feeling, not the best mental setting right now.
I mean, I've literally been sitting here, like, chiseling into the stone tombstone, like, Jim's last words. And,
Eric, how could you not be so supportive, man? You said he was rocking at the very beginning of the stream. I heard you multiple times.
I do support him. I'm making him a tombstone. What did you do for his death?
Well, I was hoping that it wouldn't happen quite yet, but, that's...
Hey, I was planning for the future, okay?
You're not wrong. I was just hoping the future would be slightly more extended for Gem's sake. But also, I've also heard your voice change to Bigger Dunka's name multiple times, and you kept saying something about Skull Woods and not skipping it, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I always said, never skip Skull Woods. I've never not said that, so yeah. They both should have never skipped it. So I don't think that the big vanilla big key chest of Eastern is a full minute, but like it is a non, negligible amount of time, and oh man, this is gonna be close. Oh, I'm excited. I don't know who I'm rooting for anymore, because, like, on one hand, I have spent all of this work carving, Jim's last word into this tombstone, which says never skip Skull Woods. And, like, I would hate for my effort to be wasted. But then on the other hand, like, it'd be kind of cool if he won too, so I don't know.
Well, and Paradox, so actually, yeah, maybe we get some confirmation from Dunka in chat. So I know that in the race notes, if Paradox ends up winning, he will advance for sure. If Gem wins, does he get to, is it more of a tiebreaker situation at that point?
Oh man, like...
I guess I don't know.
Duncan's got this crazy setup that, like, he literally has to hire a team of professionals to, you know, do the analytics. They go through stats, bonks go into matter. You know, how much damage you took throughout the entirety of the seed, like safeties and all of that. So there is no way I could be able to figure that out.
I mean, well, that's why we have Dunka. I guess that's what, you know, he has some extra mental cycles to spare because he apparently always just goes visit Skull Woods and, you know, well.
Yeah, this is one of the craziest setups I've ever seen. It's like 120, 44. We enter Eastern Palace.
Oh,
but,
oh my gosh, you're actually
I would
counting or
say,
tracking. Cool.
Yeah, but that's a bad timestamp. We shouldn't do that one. We should timestamp whenever he enters the Mimics room because that's going to be, or the Igor's rather.
Igor room? Oh, okay, in the back, yeah.
That'll be a little bit more telling.
Well, so I guess Paradox, for what it's worth, he is going to skip the vanilla big key. Oh, sorry, he's going to just skip the big chest, presumably, because he will have the big key already.
The biggest time save you could ever have.
Hey, you know, every little time skip in this case, you know, this race is so close, right? Execution is going to matter 100%. Well, maybe like 98%, right? But in this case, you know, if you can get a little bit of time save here and there, it's definitely going to add up. I imagine that because both runners have gold sword, especially at this point, they are not going to stop and look for silvers. Maybe unless it's like the, you know, super on the way or something.
Oh, by the way, Dunka is giving us a little bit more clarification on how the tiebreakers worked. He actually changed the first tiebreaker to the amount of time before going into Skull Woods. So, man, it ain't looking good for Jim. Looks like this tombstone's gonna get some work.
I would like to file a complaint with the admins for changing the race rules in the middle of
Jim
tournaments.
is just ahead. I forgot about, like, it's not even just going to the vanilla Bicky room, but also going to the, what is that, the map chest over there? Who knows what's in that chest? But,
Sorry,
like, yeah,
chest?
the one that is on the right side.
Oh, yeah, that's the map chest, yeah.
All right, well, guess what? Jim's ahead. I told you.
Dude. Yeah, is that what you're carving on Jem's tombstone right now? Jem is ahead. We're gonna just proudly display that.
No. I just might have to etch out the never skip Skull Woods and to always do Wayne route because Jim has been in a situation like this before and it did not go his way.
Well, you know, okay, we have already experienced so much mental damage for basically the fallout of Skull Woods. Surely GT will not be as unkind to Jem this time around.
Oh man, it's a dog race. How does Jim do it, man? I swear. I'm like, there's no way he can ever be ahead in this situation, and all of a sudden he's just literally about to get his 7th crystal ahead of his opponent. It doesn't matter what he does, he's always ahead.
Like that.
How does he do it?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking right now. I am so far ahead of my opponent by at least an armor skill at this point.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's thinking. He's like, I couldn't have routed this seed better.
Alright, so okay, well, Paradox, double readies and Armos fight behind Jem, but Jem has picked up his 7th crystal. We are headed out to GT. Hopefully, oh my gosh. Okay, so the good news for Jem, of course, is that the only palace or dungeon he ended up triple dipping was Eastern in this case. Did not have to suffer through basically Swamp Palace again. I mean, actually, if Jem did left side Swamp, I mean, he would be, I would say, pretty far behind. Oh no, can't. Oh, these dead rocks, man.
I'm hoping that the big key is in. I don't know. I'm looking at their arrow count right now. It looks like they could use a little bit more, but I guess technically they don't need them.
Well, they need to get the mimics, right?
Yeah, but they can get the first round and then they can get the 5. But I was like, what if the big key is vanilla?
Behind Ice Armos? Yeah, that could certainly be something. But you know, the good news is by the time we kind of get there, hopefully there'll be some, you know, chests or pots or something along the way.
What if there isn't?
We're trying to be optimistic here. I know you have tombstones and etching, you know, on your mind a lot, but you know, hopefully it's not going to be the death
words on them. Very like words of wisdom for all the other people that, you know, don't want to, you know, be buried 6 feet under. Never skip Skull Woods, right?
No, these are just flukes, okay, in data points.
No, the flute, we got that in Escape.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, so if you in this one's case, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye out for if there's going to be a small key in Hope Room, and or what route does Jem decides to end up doing. Feel free to put your guesses in chat if you want to see where you think that big key is. All right, Jem coming back in. Where is he going? We're gonna delay Hope Room for the time being. Yeah, so Jem is feeling absolutely superb about his prospects in this race. This is why he is doing Staffless Room first.
I feel like this has nothing to do with this race. I feel like this route has everything to do with the last race.
Oh my gosh, dude. Alright, I mean, okay, so I mean, this route also does cut down on variance, right? Especially if there is no small key in Hope Room, or, yeah. So Jem has his mirror out. No big key here, but tons and tons of small keys. Looks like though we're going to go over to Hope Room. What is Paradox gonna do? Same route. Oh, at least starting out same route. So there is still potential of Paradox continuing to go left side as a potential suggestion.
Just so you know, we've opened up what, 6 chests now?
Yeah, those are.
No arrows.
Silvers could be. Oh, I thought you meant for the book. I was like, well, we could go out and check some tablets, maybe. Nice bog on a jump side. That is actually.
Yeah, I remember him doing that last time. It was pretty slick. We got a mirror out on Paraducks, so I think he's gonna. Oh, I did hear it. I did hear the tink because we got audio too. Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't get it from Skull Woods, but we ended up getting from a Compass Room, or at least leading up to Compass Room here in GT. We have a shovel. And we have a Compass... Yeah, so alright, so... If Jem had just gone over to Compass Room first, not that he probably would have in this situation, he would have had a very small lead, but actually, as you pointed out, we have opened... I don't know how many chests, someone else I think was counting, but we have picked up 0 arrows on our way, so I think we're going to need that 5-pot in the second room, and Jem cannot miss very many shots in this case.
Yeah, don't mess up! Playing that a little safe too, the arrows can despawn there if there are like too many sprites on the screen. I don't know the exact ramifications of what makes that happen. Paradox, oh, okay. Man, I thought he went in the portal for some reason. I'm sorry, ignore me. I thought he was going to get the small key, and I'm like, why? But he just
yeah.
And I'm still asleep, I'm sorry.
No. I mean, this race has been quite the snoozer. I mean, nothing exciting has ever happened in this race at an hour and 28 minutes in. Alright, Paradox actually, he had 1 extra arrow coming up and climbing GT. So he was willing to spare 1. Oh, got a nice drop though from the Mimic, so he potentially actually can speed up this room just a little bit faster over Jem. Doesn't have to actually pick up the pot.
Looks like you even got a nice damage boost from the BMOS, but the other BMOS said, slow down, you're going too fast, and knocked him back the other way.
Yeah,
but does look like Jem is making up time so far on these rooms, and Jem is just very hard to catch in GT. Like, the only hope to catch Jem, in a race like this is Ganon. But that,
Can you put Jem's tombstone away? Put away the chisel, put away everything. I mean, we want some hope and optimism here. This is 2022. We've already gone past them in the Dark Ages.
I'm sorry.
Gosh.
That was a low-hanging fruit I shouldn't have taken.
But I will say, given the potential mental state of both of our runners, not only necessarily just Jem, who essentially last located his hammer in the back of Skull Woods, I mean, the fact that they're still playing, executing very well, certainly still shows that they are able to keep their tournament nerves, and nerves in general, kind of like in check.
No, you're absolutely right on that. Like, definitely a very uncomfortable position. I do believe both of them were in during the seed, so keeping it together and not just like crawling into the fetal position. And like, I feel like I would have done that before. I would have never even found the hammer. I would have just been like, I quit.
Yeah.
So definitely credit to both of them.
Yeah, Yeah, it looks like the Paradox may be taking a little bit of an extra beating as he's climbing up the tower, so decided to powder the anti-fairy right before landmass 2, so it did change the patterns a little bit. Probably had to delay his fight just ever so slightly. As we're basically, just handful of seconds behind, right? Gem is on Moldorm 2, whereas Paradox is on Torches 1. I mean, this is still very, very close. We still have, so we have the Gold Sword, so presumably, getting through phases 1 and 2 is not going to be too big of an issue. Phase 3 hopefully should be relatively similar for both runners, but we still have Silverless Ganon in this case to fight, 12 spins.
Maybe, I mean, Jim did skip all these chests upstairs except for the last chest, so if the silvers could easily be in one of these chests, but we'll never know, and it's fine.
Yeah, it looks like Paradox is also skipping them as well. At least the mini Moldorm chest. Oh, and yeah, that's right. Speaking of potential differences, we also do have Aghanim 2. Not, unfortunately, the best first cycle for Gem.
They both skipped all 3 of those chests.
Yeah, I mean...
Dang, check the middle one. Get me shoulders, man.
Oh my gosh, dude. No, Paradox is getting beat up here on Moldorm 2. I don't know what happened on Aghanim on there. Some number of blue balls did not, or energy ball shots did not go the way they were supposed to.
If you didn't see what happened on Aga 2, that's probably what Jim wanted. So you're respecting his last wishes.
He's still alive, Ak. He hasn't been pronounced dead yet.
It's not what my tombstone says, man. I can't change it.
I know, that's true. Well, we all have buyer's remorse. Alright, Jeff, dropping down into Ganon. Let's see, 131.48. Paradox on Aga 2. Presumably this might be a better fight for him.
I do believe that was a better fight, but truth be told, I was paying very little attention to be making such a claim. But I'll just say it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
It looks shorter, for sure. I don't know actually how many cycles we ended up saving. Alright, Gem, already through phases 1 and 2. Just hoping that there are not going to be too many warps on Ganon phase 3, but of course, Paradox will have the same experience. He's got the lamp out, you can tell. Pretty imperative at this point that you do not miss Torch Glitch. That is going to be quite the amount of time difference, especially if you do silverless spins on Ganon. Alright, they were in this tower. Gem taking 0 chances here.
Somewhere, so.
Yeah, I mean, could have been, that's right, could have been upper, could have been rando room that we would have basically just never gone to.
That's alright, this is more fun anyways.
Yeah, alright, Gem getting Torch Glitch with the land, so he just needs to land some of his triples. In this case, plenty of time to do so with Torch Glitch active. The Paradox also having Lamp out, hopefully going to get the exact same situation.
A little off rhythm here from Jim. He missed, I think 3 or 4 spins there, but looks like he's back in his groove there. Just kidding, we missed the torch, but that's okay. We do have time to kill.
And again, hopefully as well. Yeah,
just
alright, Paradox.
A couple more here.
Alright, Paradox, good news for him, getting his Torch Glitch, and he is starting his phase 4 with silverless spins.
Oh, and there you have it. Just like what we said the whole time.
Yeah,
Jim looks like he's gonna pull it out.
Yeah,
I never had that.
Gem is rocking this seed. Get your GGs out in chat for Gem041. Gonna cross this finish line, claiming first place in our race of 133.53. Yeah, super ho-hum seed, right? Nobody, no gems or paradoxes were harmed in the race, in the making of this race. We'll bring both of these guys in.
There was a little harm done.
Yeah. We'll bring both of these guys in to confirm that statement. We'll just end up waiting for Paradox basically to finish up here. Hopefully he's basically on his last couple of spins, and then we'll finish up. And
Jim's here, but don't say anything. You keep your mouth shut, Jim.
Yeah, get your G's out in chat for Paradox. I mean, what a race between these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
Fantastic. Honestly, we should just do a best of 3 with how good both these races are. You think we got time? Just do another one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll be double header. No problems. It looks like official time of 1:34:43, 50 seconds difference, something like that. GG's to both runners. All right, Paraducks, Gem, welcome. Good race, guys.
GG's. Hello.
GG's, Paradox.
What a stupid seed.
Yeah, seriously.
This was something. My route was weird too. There was a bunch of things I could have done that would have saved me time in the end, but I made the wrong decisions. A lot of places, like in Skullwoods and TR. I should have checked the TR medallion when I had the chance the first time I climbed the mountain.
Yeah.
I almost skipped doing that too. I was like, yeah, it's a pendant, but I'll never go in there.
I mean,
But then
I
decided
was
to do it after all.
I wasn't expecting to have something there, so I didn't check.
Well, I can say if you watch the VOD back, we actually did have a special guest commentator show up a few times just to say one statement. If you have any guesses on who that commentator might be and what they said, I mean, I don't want to spoil the mystery, but
my guess is that it's just, the incoherent ramblings of a bald old man.
I would say you're on the right track.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll ask you Paradox first. So thoughts about after you found the hammer in the back of Skull Woods. Feeling good, feeling better, feeling potentially this is an advantage.
Well, I don't know about that. I was feeling okay with it. It's not a common place to find the hammer, and you usually check everything before you go to back of Skullwoods pendant. So I was pretty fine with it. What I was not fine with was the Quake medallion, since I wanted to skip Pud and Eastern, All Seed. When I found it there, I was like, okay, I'm probably behind now. I need to make a play. And when I saw Gem didn't finish yet, when I was in Meyer, I said to myself, I need to go to TR. I need to meta game and say it's not in Meyer, since Gem will have probably have finished, since it will have been probably in Amergo mode or something like that. So I needed to do all on the thing and go to TR at the end.
Okay, so that's why you ended up skipping out on both items, basically in Meyer. You got the big key and then you just beelined it to Vitreous. Gotcha.
Yeah, I kind of made a game there because he didn't finish yet.
Little did you know.
Well, yeah, TR was the right play, but still a stupid seed since all 3 pendant dungeon was required to dip in.
True.
Yeah, and not a lot of fun. You also had to double dip EP. Some say you might even have to triple dip it.
I guess for what it's worth, both of you bailed after the quick medallion the first time, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the correct play. It opens up a lot. And yeah, I mean, it happens. Sometimes it happens just that you have to come back an additional time. But yeah, was just, I don't know, just another miserable seed. I'd like to have like a regular seed for once, Dunker. Can you please stop giving me these stupid seeds?
I mean,
Duncan's been giving you the seeds and then also like indirectly giving you the spoiler log with his famous quote. So I don't really see what you could have to complain about.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but also like screw that.
I mean, this seed was bad, but I wasn't unlucky like last night. This was something else. No magic entering TR, and to enter TR, and my flute was there, which was a progression to open the seed and finish it, and I last location it because I have no magic. This was just bad. But yeah, I'm kind of glad this was close.
Well, they both were awesome races, man. Like, Thanks for giving us something like pretty incredible to watch. I had a really good time. You both played, as far as I'm concerned, amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how close you guys may have thought the race was as you were playing the seed, but I mean, from our perspective, it was 100% excitement the entire way. I'm also really glad, actually, on both of you guys, just to basically still see such good execution, basically throughout the entire race. However miserable or whatever you have experienced, that basically have led you to to the end of the race. It's certainly not easy to basically maintain your composure throughout the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. After playing like over 1,000 seats, you just you stop feeling. You just like play.
Jim is numb. He's just
Yeah.
feels no emotion, just a cold-blooded killer.
You're just kind of dead inside at some point, and then you just
No. Okay, so you put away the tombstone. Okay, we're not gonna give this to Gem at all. This was a great at least win under your belt. So I think according to Dunka, you are advancing with this win, Gem. So you will be competing next week with the other 3 qualifiers. According to this, though, it might be the end of your experience here for Paradox. Is that correct, Duncan?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I had 3 losses, so
Oh, okay.
this was
I
bad.
see.
I got unlucky on the other 2 seeds. So yeah, my routing didn't work at all.
I mean, to be fair, like there was no routing that could really benefit you for the
No,
seed.
this one, no. Yeah, this seed was pretty bad, but the other one, I could have skipped pendant medallion, pendant seeds. I could have skipped them, and I did them. That was not the right play on both of them. So yeah.
Regardless, very, very happy to see you make it so far here. Basically for the Invitational. I mean, the competition here obviously is very, very stiff. So really cool to be able to see basically you here as part of it. Yeah, if you have any other thoughts, basically, this is your time.
Yeah, this was fun. Comparing myself to other good players and all. I still have some work to do in execution and a little in routing too, but I feel like I did a good job.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's still more ladder to play. I mean, like, this is kind of like a filler little fun thing that Dunka does. If anybody out there wants to play, just join the Discord and play ladder. There's only like a race going on like freaking every 5 minutes, it seems like. So you can always play and compete in this community, regardless of your skill level. And then you just hope not to play Gem. I mean, that's just the rules 1, 2, and 3 of ladder.
Yeah, I mean, right. So I think when you first qualified, I think you just barely squeaked into basically the last, like seed number 16, right? And so, I mean, and of course, Gem ended up qualifying first, and I think it was just kind of unfortunate that, well, it doesn't matter basically how you're going. So long as you qualify, you're going to play Gem. So.
I mean, top 4 won't be a piece of cake even for Gem, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody who's in this is pretty damn good at the game.
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, I think many people said this before, especially, at the later stages of tournaments, but, anybody can beat anybody, basically on these seeds. Yeah, so I think with that, any final thoughts from you guys before we kind of wrap things up?
Well, thanks for commentating and for the stream.
Oh, thanks for the awesome race. Dunka, you want to come in and say anything before we cap this thing off? See if he wants to come in, give some kind words. He might be busy too. Either way, though, when's the next one? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm
Got, like,
looking at
this
the
cool, like,
schedule.
schedule.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like we do actually have a match later tonight. It is going to be P-Train versus Hitsu. That is at 6:30. That is on the other group, but I think that is also going to be it's the last race of the game of that group. So we'll have the other two racers advancing. P-Train is already advanced, so we're going to end up finding out who makes it through. It's going to be either I think Hitsu or Structural Mike, which is actually one of our trackers. And then Nep's going to play as Aster. I think that's on Sunday. I want to say Sunday 6 p.m. But then next week we're going to start with basically four more racers for another set of really exciting group matches. Thank you, Jem and Paradox for basically letting us restream you guys, putting on such, from our perspective, such an amazing race. So thank you so much for both of you guys basically suffering through that seed. And thank you to Pool Float, basically, who I think last minute was able to restream this match for us to basically get ourselves on the air. Thank you so much. And Structural Mike and Sarah from Grim and Structural Mike, thank you so much again. You guys are awesome trackers. Had to battle through some of the technical difficulties, but really do appreciate everything you guys do for us. And thank you, Ak.
Oh, thank you very much.
So early.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was not dozing off there a little bit before noon.
And we'll just postpone Jem's tombstone gift to him at a later date, okay?
Okay, I'll save it.
Is that about a tombstone I keep hearing?
Nothing.
You'll
Ak
get
had
it.
every confidence in you the entire race, don't worry.
Yeah, well, on that note, have a great day, everybody. See ya.
Yeah, see you later.